Instagram, hi on Facebook, and on YouTube. I hope you had a great weekend. And today we want to look oh wow, hang on, I need to update here. There we go. And today we want to look into, just checking here, sorry about that, how to bring those levels of high consciousness, of high abilities into your life so that you are able to train and to make everything right. It's for your paranormal abilities, so to speak. How do you bring that into your life? How do you practice? How do you make this a reality in your life? So most of us have probably realized that, even though we may have them, but I haven't experienced it yet. So maybe that's what you experience in your life. So let's change already the mindset. Said, okay, you do have it, and it may not have the right conditions right now to appear for you. So therefore, let's look what would make the right conditions so that also your abilities that everyone has can come up. And why don't they, right? So we as so-called ordinary people using our ordinary senses, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but that's how we have been trained mainly. We are lacking that create the conditions for that the high-level abilities can come up because it hasn't been trained. So that's simply it. Well, I wouldn't say it's not trained at all. It's just not trained when it was most necessary, when we are babies, when we are born. And in that so-called premature state, we all know that that area of the head is quite open, and it will grow physically, grow together, grow more stable, so that we have here a more stable surface, but it wasn't when we have been born. So that's not just in order to come out of the birth canal, so that the plates can move over each other and so we can pass. It has also other functions that the most people may not really look at or maybe don't even know. So with other words, we will need practice because of most of us do not keep their abilities open. So here, this area is a heavenly gate area in the Chinese tradition, or the area of Yin Tang, which is in this area here, or from the side in this area of the head. So those are the openings where, when we are born, we have still direct contact to the bigger mind, the universal mind, the oneness mind. And we do receive in that state, we do receive information, but slowly and surely through the process of socialization, we are trained in different ways, and therefore it gets kind of lost. It's not completely lost, you cannot lose what you have, but it's just not used. So now let's look how we can make changes to that, even though that is now grown, but doesn't mean you cannot improve it. So first, what I'm suggesting is we find a way of practicing, and the practice that really would help. So Qigong is a way of practicing that does help the whole process. I will go more into that, but let's look. So when you wish to develop your innate healing abilities, or your high-level abilities, or paranormal abilities, then we look for that this mind oneness, entirety that is in the center of the head, the most active, that we want to promote and help that the quality and also the function, high level function, can come back into your life. So it does need improvement, and it has a wonderful function, or several wonderful functions, but one of them is with that mind oneness entirety that you are. And so we can send information and also receive information on a different level. So those that is of importance. And then we also want to look that we are reducing the influences that we already have been trained, right? So the influences of our learned ordinary abilities. So our using only our ordinary senses, the nervous system responses that are going hand in hand, or our animal nature responses. So that needs to be trained in order to create another framework that we can refer from that's not there yet. So, well, this is kind of the so-called ordinary senses. We have been so trained to use them, our smell and our taste, and everything has to feel good and so on. There is nothing created on a higher level, so to speak, on a finer vibrational level, to create a different framework that you can refer to when you are tempted by your senses in the ordinary state, so our smell and our taste and so on. So there is quite an overlay, I would describe that, of ordinary priorities or frames to refer what life is and how life should be. That's for sure, that needs to be looked at. And then there's another function that needs to be trained or retrained because you have it. So there's mind oneness entirety has the ability to permeate and merge deep into the body with the body's chi, with the body's life force energy together and make changes in this way. So it can connect with those high level information, and it can bring that into the body. So suppose you have an idea about, or you have been trained that when you are sick, you have to use focus on the material world, and so you have to go to the doctor and you have to go take a certain treatment of medication, of radiation, of chemistry in any way, heat appliance, of cutting, surgery, any types of that. So, well, that would be one way that most people rely on, but this is not your entirety. So we do want to bring higher level information in and come with a different set of how to approach those things in order to see those results. So therefore, you cannot rely on only the material world. You have to find ways how to implement those high-level information that are available to you, but you don't have the ability to pick them up, or even when you pick them up, then you need to really bring that information to the places of where is disharmony, where is disorder. So you need to bring that high-level information, which has a high order, bring that into the area of the problem, the so-called problem, right? So, and that creates in those areas by just being there, witnessing there, brings order. And that is how the whole enchilada can heal, right? So then we also need to realize there are some some blockages in a natural way through our process of growing up. As we know that this area has closed physically, that was for our protection, so that you stay inside, more peaceful, more harmful, not harmed by anything, right? So more quiet, more peaceful. And so you as an individual can be with yourself. You can create an harmonious state for yourself. And then these natural blocks are filtering also things out so that you're relatively stable in who you are. That's a natural thing. So that's when we start to practice, we will start to realize that this can be an issue, right? So, we do need, in order to receive then those higher level information, work mainly with Heavenly Gate and the third eye position. It is also absolutely necessary that we give the right food to our intellectual mind to open the intellectual mind up. So it means you need to study a little bit the theories that can make that happen, that you experience your abilities again. And so you're feeding those information already on an intellectual level, which relaxes the mind a little bit. So when you see, oh, this happened in this way, and this person has done this and had results, and then here is some scientific proof, and I have proof as a testimonial from that type of healing. So as more this happens, as more the mind can relax into it and give a little bit peace to your attempt to open up, right? So it's actually really necessary to create a new framework. And actually, that new framework will then be the basis for a complete, entire new life and lifestyle, how you approach life, how you live life. That is of importance. So, and in order to perceive not slow, a little bit faster, it is required to also open up for that information field that holds all the information of those high level information for you, so that you can access those information in the field, in the whole entirety field, in the consciousness field, so that all the information are coming back into your life and are available on a very, very fine level. So in this way, we can permeate better, bring those paranormal abilities or high-level abilities faster into our life, and so that our mind oneness entirety is able also to receive that information of how to do it. And so that builds your framework for a high-level lifestyle. That's what we are looking for. And for sure, we do need to practice and to practice and to practice actively and repeatedly. So that is one of the major issues why things do not turn out as you may want to, because you might have not a very persistent practice plan or a plan that is geared in order to bring this alive. Often I see there's too many practices from too many areas that keep you on more the superficial level. So you have not the ability through those different practices from different systems really to dive deep into. I have been in this place, but you know, you will know when you found it. You will know, oh, that's what I really need now. And if you do not notice it yet, then maybe that's what's needed for you right now. So that's fine. But I tell you, the fastest way is that you do less of that, what will help you to dive deeper into, to go into deeper levels and bring out that, what you're capable of. And well, I invite you to come to the practice. Qigong Qigong is for sure one practice entirety level that, or it's leveled, say in this way, so it has abilities to move you through those requirements that everyone has, and everyone is different. Everyone starts in a different plane, so to speak, right? And that system, it's a practice system of methods that will help you to open up your paranormal abilities, so to speak, or your healing abilities, however you want to call that. High level abilities to create a life and lifestyle of worth to live, to evolve as humans and create a better life than what we have been finding when we have been coming to this planet. So I'm all for that. I invite you to be a part of it. Contact me on the website. The link is in the description below, but you find it on truebetteryou.com, and join our practice as well. And soon we will open another course or program to get you started with the basics. But as I said, don't be, irritated by the word basics. They are so foundational. Without this foundation, you will probably run around the circle in order to find what it's really needed. So setting the foundation correctly and very, very stable, you will be able to pick and choose better practices and get faster to the results that what you're looking for. All right? Talk to you about how Qigong can help you. Talk to you about this tomorrow. See you then tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.